Hey, we are here at Gen Con 2018, Roll for Crit. I am talking to Luke right now of Asmodee Digital and Fantasy Flight Interactive, and they've got some really cool upcoming adaptations of board games to the digital realm that we can look at. One I think we're going to focus on today is the Lord of the Rings living card game online.
That's right. So Lord of the Rings living card game is the first ever digital LCG, which is something I love saying to cameras because
Very
it sounds great as a pitch. But basically, it's the first game from Fantasy Flight Interactive. And the idea was that we wanted to take one of the classic Fantasy Flight Games experiences, translate it from the tabletop, and bring it to the digital realm. So a lot of our challenges are how do we keep true to the spirit of this game while making something that's not necessarily a one-for-one adaptation, right? So
right.
We sat down with the designers at FFG and we said, if you made this game today and you made it from the ground up for digital, what would it look like? And the answer is basically what we've arrived at here today. Yeah.
It's really interesting because, as you said, it's not just a straight one-to-one adaptation. You know, how did you kind of decide what things you're going to keep, what things you're going to change?
Yeah, so it was really important to us that we made games that complemented one another, that maybe these communities would start interacting with each other as they like these games. So we wanted to keep the spirit of Lord of the Rings, which to us, you know, the LCG, the cooperative LCG specifically, are all about these heroes banding together to take on something so much bigger than themselves. And that's the spirit of an LCG, too. You and your other players are taking on something cooperatively. You're taking on the, here it's Sauron. And so, you know, it translated mechanically, it made sense thematically, and it just all fit together, you know.
So, of course, the LCG, the physical version that originally was released, has different packs released, and you can buy them. How does that format work in the digital version?
So we definitely wanted to keep that when we were moving over to digital because, you know, the original LCGs, they were born out of this whole primordial soup. The CCGs were getting big in the late 90s, and people loved the gameplay, but some people were burned out by the economic model. So Fantasy Flight Games wanted to provide an alternative, and when we looked at the digital card games, you know, we saw basically the same deal was happening, right? Like, there were all these games that were available, but they were all kind of in the same vein. They all wanted this competitive PvP, and they all wanted these randomized packs. The LCGs don't have that. So what particularly the Lord of the Rings is, you're going to be buying packs of hero packs. Those are going to come with one set hero card and then 4 cards that are thematically tied to that hero. You're also going to get individual piecemeal cards through what we call the Valor system, which is all currency you earn. And the best part is nothing's locked behind a paywall. Quests, cards, everything can be unlocked using Valor that you earn by playing the game.
That's always a plus.
Yeah, we're hoping so.
Give people a chance to get that stuff for themselves otherwise. And I assume, you know, full ability to kind of customize and go in there and play around with the decks.
Yep, we have something like 64 possible deck slots, so you can have up to 64 decks saved at the same time. You're going to have a ton of different heroes. We're going to keep releasing cards on a consistent schedule because we're making this a living game, right? We want to make sure it's sustained past release.
Yeah, definitely. And you also have kind of a physical special edition coming out that launches with some, comes with some codes, I believe, for some extra content in there.
That thing is awesome. So the digital, it comes with everything in terms of the digital. You get a ton of Valor, you get a ton of extra cosmetics, but you also get a physical copy of the game, which is an exclusive 2-player starter put together by the tabletop games developer Caleb Grace. You get 2 exclusive quests that can't be found anywhere else. A playmat that has a replica of a map of Middle-earth, a replica of the One Ring as well. It's just awesome. Some art prints. I mean, this collection is so cool, and it's already available for pre-order on Asmodee North America.
Yeah, I've seen some of the images, and I think you have a display over in the final Fantasy Flight booth as well, and yeah, it's very nice. The playmat is really
Definitely
cool.
Check it out. It's very great. That playmat has replaced the one on my desk currently at work.
Yeah,
so.
How could it not? And you get a ring. You get a ring in there.
Exactly.
In the future, you know, because I believe this is the first kind of Asmodee digital title that's really doing something very different from the physical game that kind of feels like its own type of thing. Is that something you think going forward that with more Fantasy Flight games in particular you guys are looking to do? Yeah,
I mean, this is the first project for Fantasy Flight Interactive, and we are so excited about stuff that's coming in the future down the pipeline, like things we have thought of and things we haven't even thought of yet. We definitely want to explore other options for other ways we can translate Fantasy Flight games in the future and really make them come to life in those digital forms.
It's cool because it seems like, you know, it's for people who are brand new to the game, and or if you're a veteran, there's something you can find and jump into, and room for both that you can play.
That's right.
Hopefully,
We're hoping that people find like their home through these games, basically.
That's nice. Anything else that you want to plug that you guys have coming up?
You can always find us on Twitter. We're at FFI_games, but we're also on Twitch.tv. I stream the game every Tuesday and Thursday, so if you want to see it in action, you can check that out at 1 p.m. Central on those. demos on twitch.tv/FFI Games.
Cool, and it's scheduled for release at the end of this month?
August 28th, it comes into early access. We're going to do early access for 3 to 5 months. That's going to be through Founders Packs, and then when we go into full release, it's going to be full free-to-play.
And important to note, August 28th is actually my birthday.
Oh, yeah, that's why we scheduled it then.
It's very, I mean, I couldn't ask for more.
That's right, yeah.
All right, so thanks so much. Check all that out, and thanks for joining us. Hope you're having a good show.
Yeah, I'm having a great show. It's awesome. It's my first time. So.
Good to hear.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Like and subscribe for more Gen Con 2018 coverage.
And enter our contest for a chance to win some Gen Con games in the description down below.